You're watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media. I'm Mike Morales here in beautiful San Antonio. That gentleman out there is
Rick Levy in San Diego.
Rick. You and I have just been in mezcal heaven for the last few months because first of all, we tried the 4-pack from Scorpion, and we fell in love with that little. It was like that one.
We called it the party pack.
It's the party pack. It's the mezcal party pack, and it's really very educational as well. It tells you what plants come from and what the differences are in the flavor profiles. So the interesting thing is they also have another line, and they call it the Escorpion line. Now, these bottles are the 375 bottles, and what they are is they're varietals of mezcals made from different plants. If you've read Doug French's article that he wrote in his own words on Tequila Aficionado, he'll tell you that on occasion he'll buy, like in this case, Tobala, and he'll make mezcal out of it, and he'll age it.
He'll also grow it too.
Yeah, he's growing it.
For the Tobala, he spent 15 years hiking through the Sierra Madres, picking up seeds and germinating them.
Yeah,
and so now I guess he plants
Dougie,
couple thousand a year or something.
Yeah, he's like Doug agave seed or something. Doug mescal seed.
Yeah. Well, I guess the conventional thinking was that it could only grow in the wild. Right. And so I guess he's been turning some heads by cultivating it himself.
Well, the neat thing that I love about this line from Scorpion is that everything you need to know is right on the label. Okay, he'll tell you, for instance, the region of the agave, Valles Centrales, Oaxaca, Mexico. The plant is about 8 years old. The cooking method is steam, so. I'm assuming, the regular steam, pot still, okay?
Yeah, he has, and that's a copper pot.
Yes,
too, that he has there in his distillery.
The date of distillation is May of 2006. This is a 2006 vintage. All right, it's very much like the wine industry or some of the other tequilas that we're seeing, like Ocho. And even Fortaleza, that just every batch is a whole different animal. So
here not only do we get the varietal produced by the different species of agave, but we also get information on the terroir as well.
Yeah, what I'm really liking is that for the amount of these are really, really small batch, because you can tell there's not every time you see a 375 bottle of mezcal, so you know right away this is a small batch. And secondly, these are still at 80 proof, 40 ABV is what we're seeing. I'm going to take a look at the original information that we have. Says that these varietals, for lack of a better word, I guess, range anywhere from 40 to 42 ABV. And the añejo, depending on which añejos we're talking about, it'll even range a little bit higher, 43 and a half. So Doug really, really pinpointed where, where the best flavor is at when it comes to the distillation. So I'm so jazzed that. What are you going to use to pour it in is what I want to know. What are you using?
I'm using my Glencairns tonight.
Okay. You see these? Rick hasn't seen these yet.
I don't have them.
You don't have them. These are prototypes from Chisholm Trail glasses that were produced in conjunction with Stossel, the Stossel nosing glass. Do you have your Stossel handy?
I didn't pull it out tonight.
Okay, I'm going to have to go pull mine out later on. But these are prototypes that he's working with Stossel about, and these are specifically designed to be used with mezcal or tequila. So one of these is a mistake. It shouldn't have been made, and the other one is not. So I'm going to play with both of them. All right, I'm going to use this little squat one first. And you know, if
I really like the design.
I do
Yeah,
too.
just
It's
looking
got
at it, I'm digging the design.
it's got a thick base. All right, it reminds me a little bit of this one. This is the Glencairn Canadian blended whiskey glass, which is a mouthful. But I like it that it has a thicker base, and I really enjoy using this one for mezcal. So, being that this is a Tobala, and you know how we've raved about Doug French's mezcals, I'm going to see what it takes and how much it's going to take before we get anything from the glass, oh wow, oh my gosh,
Wow.
oh whoa, it's flowery, it's a bouquet.
Sure is. I think what we noticed before with his Scorpion line with the Tobala is that we were picking up like honeydew and kiwi.
Yeah, it's very fruity on the nose. I mean, it's so pleasant. Let me see what else wow. Now it says on the information that I'm looking at, it says that aromas of dill, kiwi, mown grass. I don't smell grass. Do you? I don't smell it grassy. I smell more of the fruitiness of the plant.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting grass.
I don't
You
either.
know, I think maybe what I might label as anise.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
that is, to some, might be picked up as like a wet mown grass, maybe, or
I don't know. You know, these varietals are so unique and very hard to come by that every time you pour one, and depending on your vessel that you're using, whether you're using a copita or a clay copita or something made of glass like this one, you're going to come up with something different. What I've noticed right away, because it comes right up in your face, is it felt very sweet, like a fruitiness, but literally like fruit. It just
yeah.
it explodes.
It's it's light and bright.
Wow.
Although it really does coat the glass too. It's
Well,
beautiful.
I don't know if you can see this one because it's a little glass. If I'm not mistaken, this was the prototype that probably should not have been made. We're not sure. I'm going to assume it's this one, but the legs and tiers are uniform. They just sheet nicely.
And something I really love about what Doug does with his lines too is that he balances the traditional smoke of mezcal with the other aspects, so the smoke doesn't become overpowering.
Well, now it says that the cooking method is steam, so I'm not sure this is the. I'm going to assume this is an autoclave. I could be
So
wrong.
in this line there wouldn't be any smoke.
Yeah. Wow. It's lovely. Wow. Wow. It's hard to describe. You're right. Anise is about the only thing that comes close. There's like a sweet anise, but it's almost, anise. It's almost like an amped up anise. Like a fresh anise as opposed to a dried herbal anise.
Mm.
Oh God, I gotta go in.
Oh wow,
Oh, what a finish. Oh,
that's
now there's
lovely.
a smokiness. I do get smokiness, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not an autoclave, but the smoke has been toned down. I get it in the flavor. It's not on the nose. I don't know how he does that. How does he do that?
Mm.
You know,
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not getting I'm having a hard time pulling out any kind of a smoke component. So
I'm getting a little bit of smoke in the aftertaste. It was, and once the finish, like on the finish, I get a little. It's either smoke or like a wet cement or something, but I think it's more smoky than cementy.
Hmm. Yeah, so on the palate, I wouldn't say that it's as sweet as it is on the nose.
Exactly.
And it's not like and on the nose, it's not like a candy sweet kind of thing.
No, no. It really is
like
a
ripe
fruitiness.
fruit.
Yes. And honeydew could be it, kiwi could be it, cantaloupe, maybe cantaloupe. Some kind of a melon. It's almost like it's got a melon aroma, but it's gone. In the attack, once you have it, it's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, on the palate for me, it's much more of a, it's really, like an agave.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's not so much green, but baked.
Yeah. Yeah, this would be something really easy for someone to slide into coming from tequila.
I was going to say, now, Rick, when we first did the first batch of the party pack, you had never really experimented with mezcal. And
yeah, I had a couple, and I was really turned off by overpowering smoke.
Right.
Which, and for people who, are real fans of mezcal, that's probably, something that's important for them to have as a component.
Right.
Maybe it doesn't overpower, but, it's like me and, not unlike some other tequila folks, sometimes we get a little bit turned off by the smoke.
Yeah,
but,
it can be overpowering, and I'll admit that.
On the Scorpion line, we found that there was a smoke component, but it was very well balanced with the other components that were going on. And with this, I'm not finding anything wrong.
No, it's just there's no I think on the intake, the smokiness that I'm getting, it just adds another layer to this whole. This Tobala is amazing. Wow.
Yeah. I guess they don't call it the king of agaves for nothing, right?
Oh, what a great finish on this one. Nice finish. It still has that nice warm fuzz.
I just found what you were talking about.
The smokiness after the finish, right? Yeah.
It's like if you just have a little bit and it just kind of wafts over the palate, and that's where it presents itself.
Yeah, it's very subtle. It's a very subtle smokiness. This is a very refined mezcal. I can't say enough about it. I wouldn't put it in any kind of a cocktail, although I'm sure you probably could. But I tell you what, these 375s are probably not very cheap. Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't mess with it. I really wouldn't. I think if you're needing to experiment, if you want to know what the big deal is about the mezcal boom, find yourself the Escorpion line from Scorpion Mezcal. It's like going to school. It's like school in a bottle. It really is, because everything you need to know is right here. And
I think the silvers. The silvers of the line, the unaged.
Yes.
I think they're going to be running in the low to mid 20s for a 375.
Wow, really? That, and with the quality of the mezcal, you think, well, why am I not getting a full 750? I'm going to tell you. First of all, it is a small batch. Secondly, with this type of plant, you don't need a whole lot. In fact, you would probably prefer, because each one of these plants has a different flavor profile, you would probably prefer to have small batch bottles so that you can enjoy the separate nuances and the regions that they come from and all that without, it forces you to treat it as a delicacy, which is really what it is. in my opinion. I mean, would you agree with me?
Yeah, yeah, it's gorgeous.
Wow. What do you think? Brand of Promise?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. This is gorgeous. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our take on the Escorpion line of Tobala. Stay with us because we have an entire line of 6 different varietals, and a couple of them have been aged in what is now their stamp, their trademark French oak barrels. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That guy out there is
Rick Levy in San Diego.
You've been watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media. Please, if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe down below. And around Rick's head or my head, you'll be able to see the rest of this Escorpion line. You're just go from one to the other. Just say yes. Just click on the button.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, because
we're on a journey.
We're on a journey, and we're going to take you with us, okay? And as we like to say here at Tequila Aficionado, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.